let's start with something which you must be aware of, that is electromagnetism.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what do
Yeah.
you mean by an electromagnet?
Electromagnet. It's when there is a magnet that has electrical charge, which causes an electrical like for example, if there's a rod and there's like I forgot the name. Like for example, I'm not sure how to explain it,
If
but
there is a iron core or soft iron nail, okay,
perfect.
and
Yeah.
if you wind a coil around it,
Right.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
and if you pass the current through that coil, you make an electromagnet.
Right.
So
And there's
electricity is one field and magnetism is one field.
right. So there are two different fields.
So
Yes, ma'am.
electricity and magnetism together exist in electromagnet. And there comes the science of electromagnetism. See, human being has always seen these forces around us. For example, just imagine Newton is just sitting and he's thinking about gravity.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for example, when the apple broke from the tree, why it fell down on the earth? It could have gone up as well. Why? Because up also it can go, no? Why it is falling down? So as per Newton, anything will move only when there is a physical quantity called as force acting on it. Force is a physical quantity which moves or tends to move an object or
Yes, ma'am.
tends to change the state of rest or motion of an object. So if the apple is falling down, means somebody is applying force. But
Yes,
who
ma'am.
is that somebody? That somebody is nothing but your earth. And this force of gravity. So is the apple also, now what is force of gravity? It is existing between any two objects, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, this glass and this bottle, they are attracting each other with a force of gravity.
Yes.
But you will not see them moving towards each other. Now this glass and the earth are attracting each other. So glass is also attracting the earth and earth is also attracting the glass. But moment I leave the glass, it falls down.
Yes,
Does
ma'am.
the earth fall on the glass?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
force of gravity was worked upon. Now we will enter into learning gravitation otherwise. Okay, it was worked upon by Newton. Okay, and he very well explained that there's a force called as gravitational force existing in this universe. Yes, there were
Yes, ma'am.
other, no, this is nothing but a non-contact force, something like, non-contact.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the force, non-contact force? That nobody is pulling the apple down. The apple is coming down. How can it come down just like that, yeah? As per Newton, unless and until a force is applied, the apple should not fall. So
Yes, ma'am.
this force is nothing but force of gravity. So we
Gravity.
understood one thing, that there's some principal force present in the universe, principal energy present in the universe, and that is the gravitational force of energy. And later, when you study your syllabus, you will understand that this gravitational force of energy is responsible for the Big Bang.
Big Bang. Yes, ma'am.
And this is responsible for formation of new stars in the universe.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you must have seen NASA recently. It sent a picture of a star formation,
Right.
exploding nebula.
Exploding nebula. Right. I think I've heard of it.
You have heard of it? Yes.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
that? It's a formation of a star.
Formation stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, a star is going to be born, exploding nebula. So how that happened? That happened first because of gravity. When everything got pulled in, and then it exploded finally. Okay. We will again enter into that. So look, anyways, come back. So these there are non-contact forces. So another non-contact force is an electric force. You will say, ma'am, no, electric current is flowing in the wires. No, there is a non-contact force. For example, you must have heard about electrostatic force.
Electrostatic force. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you must have done that experiment, bits of paper lying on the floor, and you take a comb and you rub it against the dry hair, and the comb attracts the bits of paper.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
A simple thing. Do you know when we iron our hair, girls, they iron their hair and their hair remains straight.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Why? What they are doing when they are ironing their hair? They are charging it.
Yes, ma'am.
They are applying heat. That heat is pulling the electrons from the hair. Their hair are becoming positively charged. And because they are positively charged, they are repelling each other and they are not getting entangled each other. So they are giving a neat look.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting it? We
Yeah, agree.
mix so much of physics in the day-to-day life. So it is
Yeah.
basically electrostatic force, electricity. Electrostatic is what? When charges are at rest. And electricity is when these charges are flowing. That is current
Yes.
electricity. Okay, the next force, non-contact force, is the Acha, you know, must be knowing this, that the, you know Hindi, little,
Hindi, no, not too much.
not too much.
Yeah.
Where are you from, India?
From Tamil Nadu, from
Tamil
Chennai.
Nadu. Oh, from Chennai. Great. So you must be knowing the positive charge and negative charge. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
positive and negative, they attract each other.
Attract
Positive
each
and positive, they repel each other. So
other.
that is
Yeah.
nothing but electrostatic force of attraction and repulsion, which is happening. So again, this is a non-contact force. There is no string between two positive charges, or there is no string between two positive and a negative charge, but still they are coming close. And when they are coming close to each other, Newton will say how they are coming close to each other. Nothing can move when there is a force on it,
Right. Yes, sir.
right? That's what Newton said, no? Three laws of motion.
Three
Have
laws
you
of motion.
studied them?
Yeah, I've studied them.
Yeah, that's what Newton said. So again, you have to help him. You have to say, okay, fine. That means it's a non-contact force.
Contacts.
Okay.
Yes.
Force of magnetic force, North Pole and North Pole repel each other. North Pole and South Pole, they attract each other. Again, it's a non-contact force.
Contacts.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
these there's one more non-contact force called as nuclear force, which are very short distance forces. That we can talk about later when you do the DP physics, okay? DP1.
Right.
So basically, these three non-contact forces are there in the universe. And human being has always seen it. For example, when we saw electric eels, you know what are electric eels?
Yes,
They are
electric eel.
those fishes, I don't know whether they are present now, but the
Yeah,
mention of those fishes are there in the books. That
yes, ma'am.
those fishes have a a power to
Mm.
produce electricity. They kill their prey using electricity.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, they can kill. They can defend themselves by giving electric shock to their predators. So
Yes.
human being is always lightning is a very fantastic example of electricity. Human beings have always seen lightning, thunderstorm. Are you getting it? So we have
Yes.
always experienced these forces. We know about electricity, but we never knew how to generate electricity.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And we never knew how to put electricity to work. Okay. Similarly, we always knew about magnetism. Yeah, there was magnet found by Magnus in Magnesia. Magnet was found or discovered by Magnus in Magnesia, which is in ancient Greek, right? So
Yes.
that time they saw that the two poles are repelling each other, the other
Yeah.
pole and this pole are attracting each other. So they named also North Pole and South Pole. All that work was done. So we knew about magnets, but we never knew there is a relation between this electric and the magnetic field. And that
Right.
is nothing but electromagnetism. Believe me, Varun, because of the study of electromagnetism, our day-to-day technologies are working. Today, when you want to do anything, just tell me, can you do anything automatically without using motors? Tell me, everywhere you have elevators, motors, escalators, motor, you know what is a motor? Mixer
Yeah.
grinder, motors,
Yes.
washing machine, motors. Your mom cannot stay a day without a washing machine, right? You will have to wash all the clothes with hand, right? So washing
Yes.
machine, motors, what else? Your electric vehicles,
Vehicles. Yes, ma'am.
motors. Yeah,
Motors.
I'm not talking about those petrol vehicles. I'm talking about the one which are charging, the electric bikes and all, which are really trendy nowadays. Yeah, they
Yes.
all are using motors. Nothing can work without motors.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
except for your tube lights. Yeah, lights work. Fan. How can you forget fan?
Yes, ma'am.
Heaters. Your
Heaters.
HVAC, high ventilation, air conditioning, and heating and cooling. There must be HVAC. Okay.
Right.
So
Yes, ma'am.
whatever it is. So everything is working with the help of motors. And
Motors.
these motors are working on the principle of electromagnetism.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
You cannot stay without electric supply. How will you charge your mobile? The first thing comes in your mind, right? You will
Yeah.
not think,